In the quiet suburbs of Austin, Texas, the Holloways were the picture of wealth and success. Dr. Richard Holloway, a respected surgeon, his wife Meredith, a real estate mogul, and their 2 children lived in a grand colonial-style home on Sycamore Lane. In their service was Nina, a 24-year-old immigrant, working as a live-in maid and nanny. She had come to the U.S. chasing the American dream, hoping to earn and send money back home to her ailing mother. But behind the manicured lawns and white picket fences was a nightmare only Nina knew. For months, she had been sexually assaulted by Dr. Holloway, who used his status, power, and threats of deportation to silence her. Every time she tried to speak, Meredith would shut her down with sarcasm and coldness. "Don't ruin this opportunity for yourself. Do your job and be grateful," she'd say. Nina lived in fear, shame, and silence. She prayed, she hoped, she planned her escape. But no one believed her, not even when she secretly reached out to a church counselor, who told her to stay strong and keep quiet. Until one day she couldn't anymore. The night it happened, it was a warm summer evening. Nina prepared the family's favorite dinner: baked salmon, garlic mashed potatoes, and garden salad. But this time, she added cyanide into the meal which she had bought online weeks earlier. Disguised as pest control, she served the food as always, and watched quietly from the kitchen. Within an hour, Meredith collapsed first, then the 2 children, and finally Dr. Holloway, who gasped and clawed at his throat before hitting the floor. Nina didn't scream. She didn't cry. She simply walked upstairs, sat on the bed in her tiny attic room, and waited. Paramedics arrived after a neighbor heard screams and called 911, but it was too late. All 4 were pronounced dead at the scene. Police found no signs of forced entry, no theft, but it didn't take long to suspect Nina, especially when CCTV footage from the kitchen and her journal entries revealed the disturbing truth. One entry read, "I begged the world for help. No one listened, so I gave them silence instead. Forever." She confessed without resistance. Her trial was one of the most talked about in Texas, dividing the public. Some called her a murderer, others called her a victim of a broken system. The judge sentenced her to life in prison without parole. But the internet wouldn't forget her. Documentaries, podcasts, and news specials called her case the maid who took justice into her own hands. Nina's story is not one of just murder, it's a story of power, silence, and the fatal cost of being unheard. Subscribe for more real-life, inspired stories that reveal what lies behind closed doors.